it amazing what some people will do, regardless of the risk? Some are heroes, some are thrill seekers, and some are just plain fools. At Wendy's, we want our employees to be smart and be safe. Making safety a habit is the best way for you to avoid injury to yourself or others. Store safety is something that concerns all of us. Whenever you work with sharp knives, hot shortening, or cleaning chemicals, there is always the potential risk of injury.
Hot chili!
Minimizing that risk is the key. To help you avoid slips and falls, cuts and burns, and other job-related injuries, Wendy's has developed safety equipment and procedures. They're designed to protect you, your fellow crew members, and your customers from getting hurt. Over the next few minutes, we're going to show you how to be smart, be safe, and make safety a habit.
Did you know slips and falls are the #1 cause of injury at Wendy's?
That's right. Not only are slips and falls the most common causes of injury, they're frequently the most serious. Let's take a look at what causes them. Spilled drinks at the front line, food or ice, ketchup at the condiment stand, greasy spots by the fryers, ice around the ice machine, boxes or other objects left on the floor, unmarked wet floors or improperly mopped floors.
When you see any one of these hazards, make sure it's cleaned up right away. These are accidents waiting to happen.
Slips and falls can also be avoided by wearing the right kind of shoes. Leather-soled shoes are very slippery. Soft rubber is better. Non-skid shoes like these work best on wet surfaces, and they aren't that expensive. If you're interested in a pair of shoes like these, check your safety shoe poster or ask your manager for details. You should also view the latest Wendy's video for floor cleaning procedures and read the posters in your store for more information on how to prevent slips and falls.
Learn the right way to lift heavy objects. Your back will thank you.
Many injuries on the job are caused by incorrectly lifting and carrying heavy items. To prevent serious injury to your back, shoulders, and neck, read this poster in your store, which shows how to properly lift heavy objects. Then follow these easy steps. First, check the path you'll be walking. Remove any obstacles or slick spots on the floor that could cause you to fall. Store heavy loads on the middle shelves between your knees and elbows. Spread your feet about shoulder width apart and lift with your legs, not your back. And never twist your body while walking. If something is too heavy to lift by yourself, ask for help. Wendy's provides safety tools throughout the restaurant. In the prep area, you'll be using equipment with sharp blades. So one of the most important safety tools you'll use is the metal mesh cut-resistant glove. Be sure to wear a plastic glove over it when handling food items or appliances.
Be smart.
Wear the glove.
You should wear the glove anytime you're using knives or other equipment with blades. A few examples are coring, slicing, or wedging tomatoes, slicing onions, or opening cardboard cartons with the safety box cutter. You should also wear the gloves when using the Silver King cutlet or Easy Chopper. To use the cutting glove properly, be sure to put the glove on one hand and hold the knife with the other. Many stores now have the Safe Slide, which has no sharp edges for cutting plastic wrap. But if your plastic wrap has a serrated cutting blade, be careful while you're covering pans. It's easy to cut yourself, especially when you're in a hurry. To be safe, keep the pan away from the plastic wrap box and push carefully to break the wrap, instead of chopping at it. The dishwashing sink is another place you have to watch out for cuts. Never place a dirty knife in a sink full of soapy water. Someone could reach in and get cut. Instead, place the knife in the knife basket in the sink. If your sink does not have one of these, wash, rinse, and sanitize the knife yourself and store it properly.
Don't get burned. Put on a pair of these.
To protect your hands from hot surfaces, always use oven mitts. They're designed to protect you from getting burns while handling hot potatoes or by accidentally touching racks in the potato oven. You should also wear the oven mitts when carrying hot pans. Never use your apron as a pot holder. It's not heat resistant like these, and whatever you're carrying may burn you. When it comes to handling chili for filtering the fryer, additional safety equipment is required to prevent serious burns. This outfit may look a little funny, but you must wear it to protect yourself. The rubber apron should be worn, along with rubber gloves or oven mitts, when carrying hot chili or steaming hot water. When you filter the fryers, wear the rubber apron, rubber gloves, plus a pair of safety glasses, goggles, or a full face shield. The hot shortening could splatter, hitting you in the face or eyes. The most important thing to remember about any of this safety equipment is that it's useless unless you use it. It won't do you any good sitting on a shelf in the back room. So remember to protect yourself when using bladed equipment and handling hot food items. Now let's take a look at fire control. Fire is a major concern in the restaurant business. It endangers the lives of employees and customers. Call the fire department immediately when there is a fire. This flip chart located by the phone gives instructions for handling fires and other emergencies. Each Wendy's restaurant is also equipped with manual and automatic fire extinguishers. The automatic fire extinguishing systems are located in the hoods above all the cooking areas, including the grill, the chili stove, and the French fryers. When a fire breaks out, the automatic system activates, dropping a powder or foam on the flames. This demonstration shows what happens when the system is activated. Keep in mind that while this chemical is not dangerous, it can be dusty or foamy and could make breathing difficult. Move away from the sprayed area and ventilate the store until the powder or foam is settled and can be cleaned up. In the unlikely event that the system fails to respond to the fire, these manual switches can be used to activate it. Ask your manager where they are in your store. During emergencies such as fires or electrical shorts, power should be cut off to prevent fires from continuing to flare up. Newer stores have an emergency power disconnect button located by the back door or by the front counter or in both places. When pressed, this button disconnects the power to all the cooking equipment in the store. Even if your store doesn't have an emergency power cutoff, it will have circuit breaker switches. Ask your manager where they are and how to use them. Each Wendy's store is equipped with at least 2 portable fire extinguishers, one by the front line, the other by the back door. Both can be used to put out any type of fire. The first rule of firefighting for Wendy's employees is never put your own or another person's safety at risk. If it is safe for you to put out the fire, the proper procedure for operating the fire extinguisher is to hold it in an upright position and pull the pin located in the handle. Then, while holding the nozzle, squeeze the handle and aim at the base of the flame in a sweeping motion like this. After using the fire extinguisher, remember to ventilate the area until the powder or foam has settled and can be cleaned up. The last safety issue we need to discuss relates to hazardous substances. Most of these are cleaners, like floor cleaners. These are no more harmful than the cleaners you have at home when you know how to use, store, and dispose of them correctly. For daily maintenance, use pre-mixed cleaners from the blend center or mix them by hand in their original containers. To use the blend center, first make sure that the water is adjusted to the proper temperature for the cleaner you are using. The blend center automatically mixes the proper ratio of cleaner and water. When mixing cleaners, follow all of the instructions and safety precautions on the back of the containers. Wendy's provides information which lists the types of hazardous substances used in our restaurants, as well as their handling and storage procedures. All Wendy's employees are required to read and sign the hazardous communication statement, indicating they understand this information. For more detailed information, refer to the material safety data sheets. These are located on the safety equipment rack or your manager's systems library. It's very important that any accident, injury, or fire be immediately reported to your manager. Should you need it, each store has a first aid kit, just like this. Remember, before administering any first aid to a customer or fellow employee, always put on a pair of disposable vinyl gloves. Now, let's go over some basic first aid techniques. If a cut or burn is serious, you should seek medical attention from a hospital or physician immediately. For minor cuts, cleanse the wound area with soap and water to remove bacteria and other foreign matter, rinse thoroughly with running water, dry with sterile gauze, and apply a bandage or clean dressing. Before returning to work, cover an injured area on the hand with a vinyl glove. See a physician promptly if evidence of infection appears. For minor burns, run cool water over the area for several minutes to reduce redness and the possibility of blistering. Following the instructions in the first aid kit, place the sterile gauze over the burned area. If redness or pain is a concern, seek professional medical attention. We've talked about a lot of different safety procedures and equipment, so let's review just in case you've missed something. Watch out for hazards that might lead to slips and falls in the store. Avoid injury to your back, neck, and shoulders by carefully lifting heavy loads, keeping the load close to your body, and lifting with your legs, not your back. Be sure to use the metal mesh cut-resistant gloves when slicing, coring, and wedging tomatoes, slicing onions, prepping other vegetables, when using the Silver King cutlet or Easy Chopper, and when opening cartons with a safety box cutter. Prevent burns to your hands by using oven mitts when carrying baked potatoes or hot pans. The rubber apron should be worn along with rubber gloves or oven mitts when carrying hot chili or steaming hot water. When filtering the fryers, wear the rubber apron, rubber gloves, and safety glasses, goggles, or a full face shield. In an emergency, refer to the procedures on the emergency flip chart located by the telephone. Automatic fire extinguishing systems are located in each ventilation hood. If the system fails to detect a fire, use the manual operation switch to activate it. Power to cooking equipment can be shut off quickly using the emergency power disconnect switch or the circuit breaker. Portable fire extinguishers are located by the back door and the front counter. Both extinguishers can put out any type of fire. Read and sign the hazard communication statement. Follow all guidelines for handling hazardous substances. And finally, always report any accident, injury, or fire to your manager. We hope this video has made your store a safer place to work. You can learn even more about store safety by reviewing the safety posters in your store. It's smart to make safety a habit, so use all the proper equipment and procedures to avoid injury to yourself or your fellow crew members.
Be smart.
Be safe.
Make safety a habit.
It's the only way to do the job.